Well, tonight, Omaha Performing Arts is opening their new season with the breathtaking smash musical, Finding Neverland.
Today, we're joined by two of the performers in the touring company to find out what it's like to perform in the production about the man who created Peter Pan.
Welcome actors Billy Harrigan and Christine Dwyer. Thanks, guys, for coming in.
Hello.
Welcome to Omaha. You guys got
you.
in Monday?
Yeah, we got in Monday.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you're just here for the week?
Just here for the week. I've never been here before though, so.
Have you, Billy?
I came to visit my wife here when she was here with Pippin a couple years ago.
Oh, sure, okay.
Have you seen anything in the area? Have you gotten to do anything yet?
We had a really good steak dinner at 801 Chop House when we got here on Monday. And then we saw the Pumpkin Patch
Ballads, the big one.
Yesterday.
We spent the whole day there
You're a
yesterday.
step ahead
so
of
it
me.
was super fun.
Yes.
Okay, but you're from Boston, so you'd never been to Omaha before, and you've been here before. How did you guys get started? Before we dive into Finding Neverland, the synopsis of the whole thing, but how'd you get started in theatrical productions and singing, performing?
I just went to public high school, and we just happened to have some really wonderful teachers that kind of inspired me to get into the arts and music. I did sports too, but I had this other love that they really helped foster when I was there. And then I started thinking about what I wanted to do for college and started auditioning for colleges and graduated from the Hart School after high school, and moved to New York and started auditioning
did it the
again.
old-fashioned way,
Yeah.
right? Right through school, right on up. Yeah.
How about
Billy,
you, Billy?
Yeah, mine's not all that different. I also had a teacher in middle school, high school time period who kind of saw a gift in me that I didn't see in myself and sort of encouraged me to look into going into the arts. And I went to performing arts high school in Georgia. And then the same kind of trajectory from there. I went to college for theater and then made the old move to New York City right after that.
Yeah. Well, congrats on your success. Now you're in Finding Neverland, which is touring the country. Tell us, for those who do not know the plot, tell us the synopsis of the story.
Sure. Well, it follows J.M. Barrie, who's the writer of Peter Pan, in a time in his life where he's had success, but his artistry's kind of hit a snag. He's kind of hit a bit of writer's block. All of his work is kind of repeating itself. And he finds himself in the park where he meets Sylvia Llewellyn-Davies and her 4 boys. And through building a relationship and a friendship with her and her family, he kind of discovers his creativity and his imagination within himself again, and is inspired to write Peter Pan based off of the influences of his family.
Yeah. And you play Sylvia?
Yes.
And you play J.M. Barrie, so you're
do.
the lead guy.
I am
Yeah.
indeed.
Congratulations. You could be
the
Peter
one.
And the
Pan,
lead gal.
too.
I could.
You could totally be
I
Peter
still
Pan.
feel like I'm more Peter Pan.
Yeah. Well, why do you think this show resonates with all audiences, regardless of their age? People love this production.
Well, I think Peter Pan, it's been around forever, and there have been so many different tellings of that story that we've all kind of grown up with in different times. Mine was Hook. That was that was kind of my real big introduction to Peter Pan, and I think that everybody wants to remember what it's like to be a kid and to be inspired and to make up stories and make things happen for yourself. And I think that this story resonates with everyone too, because it's about family, it's about friendship, it's about inspiring people to change their lives. And I think that you meet new people every day that inspire you to become something different than you were before. And I think that our show, yes, it's based on Peter Pan, but the wonderful thing about it is that it's really just a simple story of friendship and family and inspiring others.
And Billy, J.M. Barrie, again, let's get back to that character a little bit. What is his character like in this production?
Well, I think he is sort of the lifeblood of the show in terms of you're experiencing a lot of what he's experiencing, it's seeing the world through his eyes. So what I always find is so interesting about the show is it takes place in 1903, but all of our choreography and all of our music are contemporary, and they're different than the time period of which the show is set. And to me, that's kind of the way you get a view of J.M. Barrie's world is he sees things differently than they are right in front of us. And I think that's the way most artists view the world. It's like you might see something one way, and an artist could see something much more grandiose or different. And our show reflects that in a lot of ways.
Now let's talk about John Davidson. He's taken over a role. Tell us about who he's playing and what it's like to work with him.
Well, I mean, we all grew up with watching him on, you know, the game shows and stuff. So, and he's still like pretty much looks the same. Like those like cheekbones and the dimples and the whole thing. Like you'll recognize him right away. But he plays the producer and slash Captain Hook. He has like a dual role, and he's great. I mean, it's super fun to hear that voice and remember what it was like to hear it when you were younger, and then to have it right there is pretty incredible.
So a lot of singing, a lot of dancing. I absolutely love that. Do you have, I mean, what's the best part of this production? Why do you like performing this night after night?
I think the best part is working with the kids. I think
a dog too, right?
And a dog.
Yeah.
You know, when you're doing a show 8 times a week and you're at the level of, you know, doing Broadway series kind of shows, you get used to a level of professionalism and things that, and the show is very much the same every night, and that's great. But what's really exciting about working with kids is they have a spark and spontaneity to them that is unlike anything else, and I think it keeps the show really fresh because we have a rotation of boys every night, and they're absolute professionals, but they also have something about them that's different than adults innately. So that for me is, I think, the most exciting part.
Tickets are still available through Sunday, ticketomaha.com, and there's still tickets available, so go to the website. Before we let you go, were you part of the company that toured in Japan?
Yes.
What was that like? And what did the Japanese embrace this production?
Yeah, well, Peter Pan is actually a really huge deal in Japan. They have a big production of it every year, and so we had amazing fans there that love that story, and it's just an incredible culture who loves the arts, and you know, was standing clapping until the very last note of the orchestra was played. It was unbelievable.
What an experience.
Well, it had to be a great experience. Omaha's not much different than that. You'll see when you take the stage tonight at the Orpheum Theater, Finding Neverland. Thanks for coming.
We'll be there. We'll cheer
We will be
loud,
there.
loud and proud. Like, we know that.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming. Good luck.